Hello, Iron Butterflies. It's my privilege to introduce you again to Drake White. She is our expert on butterflies, and so we're going to talk a little bit about how she got involved in butterflies and what sort of started your journey in learning about butterflies.
And so how it kind of all happened was I was going through a little rough patch in life that was very hard for me, and I was looking for something that kind of was something to take care of and something to kind of nurture. And so I started an herb garden. And then with that herb garden, I started noticing like these little worms. These little worms were on my fennel and on my parsley, and I was like, well, what are these? And I asked the neighbor behind, and I said, hey, what are these? Do you know what these are? And she's like, oh, you can use this and that to kill it, like put this on there. And I'm like, well, I want to know what it is first. I don't want to kill it. And so I started Googling, and I saw that it was going to be a black swallowtail. And from then on, I just started doing more research and looking and reading and inquiring with people that I knew that were like ophthalmologists or lepidopterists. And then I got hooked, and something that started as a little 4 foot by 4 foot square of herbs became a whole business. It became my front yard, my backyard, and everything butterflies. So that's kind of like how it all, but it was a good healing process, and through it I actually learned a lot about myself and my own growth patterns that I could actually relate to the butterfly itself. Because if you've never actually seen one actually form its chrysalis and come out of its chrysalis, I mean, that in itself is like a miracle. It really, just to sit every single time, even though as long as I've been doing it, every single time that I see it, I'm still in awe. I'm still in just like, wow, like that's amazing how you can just completely change into something different.
Transformative.
And exactly. So that's kind of how it all came about.
So how does it work? Tell us about the life cycle of a butterfly.
So how it works is you have the adult butterfly that comes in, and she'll smell her host plant. So a host plant is the plant that she will lay her eggs on. She needs this in order to lay her eggs, and then the caterpillar eats the plant. And so from there, once the egg is laid, then the egg hatches in 7 to 10 days. And then from 10 to 14 days, it goes through 5 different stages of shedding, which are called instars. The 5th instar is where it actually sheds for the last time and becomes a chrysalis. From there, you will have another 10 to 14 days before it comes out to being a butterfly. So imagine from the day that they're born to the day that they come out as an adult, that's literally about from egg to adult butterfly is about a month and a half. So imagine being born, and then all of a sudden, a month and a half later, you're an adult. Yep.
So pretty dog years, there's butterfly days.
Exactly. But I like that. Butterfly days. I like that. So that's how the life cycle kind of heads out. And it depends too on how quick. Sometimes it's quicker if it's really hot. If it's 100 plus, it's faster. So if it's cooler, like how we're starting to get now into the fall season, it will take exactly about that
slow
time.
down.
Yes, it slows down.
So what happens in the chrysalis process, and what does the environment have to be like to help the butterfly grow through and transform?
So the environment definitely should be so a lot of people, when they're kind of rearing, some people will bring them inside. I don't condone that. It can be done, and it's good to see, like sometimes students will do it in their classroom, and it's a good opportunity for them. But it's best to mimic nature as much as possible. So if you actually have it outside, you won't have to worry about misting cages and misting things to keep the humidity levels correct. Mother Nature will take care of that for you. So that's why we also do it outside as well. I don't bring them inside. But as they're transforming, they shed that skin, and wings are kind of forming. You actually can see the chrysalis, and the wings are already forming. It's becoming completely different. So it has its true legs, and it has its pro legs, which are little false legs, and that actually just disappears and comes into the abdomen of the butterfly. I mean, it's kind of little jelly, mushy, gooey stuff inside, and then it just forms out, and it comes out, and then once it comes out, even though it's a beautiful butterfly, it still has to take a rest. It has to take a rest, put everything out through its wings to spread the wings, and then it takes even a couple more hours after that for the wings to dry, and then it's ready for flight. So everything is kind of a waiting process. Sometimes even for us, sometimes we just need to sit and be still. Sit and be still and allow things to come to us as we need them.
So you're correlating the whole process of how a butterfly becomes a butterfly with how people become adults and function. in the world.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. And we have to learn, because life can get a little crazy and hectic and whatnot, but we do have to kind of learn to just sit and be still sometimes too, and allow our transformations to take place.
Okay. Well, how can people find you if they want to find more about your work that you do with children and with community leaders?
And so
things like that?
I do have a Facebook page, The Nectar Bar, and you can also reach me at 210-844-2381. And hopefully we'll have our website up soon as well. And then we're also starting our YouTube channel. So The Nectar Bar on YouTube, like and share.
Okay, we will. We'll like it and share it. And as you always say,
Peace, love, and butterflies.